Hello everyone. Today we will see about game playing. Hope this game playing by the term itself it's very interesting. So as part of that we'll be seeing a few of the topics of introduction, important concepts of game theory and its knowledge structure and searching problems, simultaneously the different types of it. So firstly, we will just concentrate on some of the learning objectives of this particular topic, okay, game playing. To understand the concepts of game playing, such as game classes, game equilibrium, and game playing strategies, the first notion is that, and to understand the importance of representing games in different data structures, to study the approaches for capturing game to be solved as search problem, to study searching solutions like min-max algorithm, to acquire knowledge about state space reduction in the form of alpha beta pruning, and to understand some of its application perspectives. Okay, so as part of introduction, first we'll just discuss the basics of it. So games have always represented a means to express power and intelligence, isn't it? So as we play different type of games, you can just see the different kind of power which it uses and the kind of intelligently they have been made. So by now, all of us have played some or the other particular games. I'm talking on the computer perspective, right? So earlier it was like outdoor games and all that, but now by using computers, we are all almost every one of us is acquainted with a different type of game based on computers, right? So now we are talking about some kind of intelligent kind of computers. Okay, so we'll come back to the topic that is in computer games. It is more of the intelligence which is put to test, isn't it? So it acts intelligently. Here, humans, as we are playing the outdoor games, humans play the intelligence role, but here the computer plays an important role by thinking intelligently, and it is almost like it is put to a test. Game playing has developed as a science which can be adapted to analyze various scenarios in different domains. You just think about for a second, you just think about different kind of scenarios. We have many kind of fields, and with respect to each and every fields, you try to think ascertain one particular uh, sorry, one particular problem, right? So you can think about environment, you can think about machines, you can think about automobiles, you can think of any kind of CAD, CAM, or any kind of application which have been using earlier also. Otherwise, you can just think about an example of educational field itself. So in these particular domains, you just select any kind of scenario and just you try to think about that particular gameplay, so you can acknowledge many kind of insights from it, right? Game playing is an important aspect of a system where two or more entities compete to achieve a state of maximum gain at the cost of other. We can identify players or entities struggling to maximize their own gains and inflict loss to the opponent. Now look at this one particular part of example. A system can be thought of as an environment which decides the rules and permissible states. Isn't it? For any kind of game, there'll be a kind of different types of rules and which we have to follow, and different kind of states. Okay, permissible states. In the environment, there can be teams or an individual. So games can be played individually or in teams. So some kind of games are there which can be played in as a team, team-wise playing, or a single-handed playing, that is individual playing. So, so chess, for example, you take chess, you have an individual game. But if you have some other kind of games, you cricket or something like that, I hope you must have experienced this both with the help of a computer, with the touch of a computer, and even on the cricket ground too. Okay, a team plays for that particular game. A player or a team is bound by some set of rules that need to be followed for the game. So he makes a permissible moves. Okay, so what are permissible moves over here? And at times it can be of to a few types. Okay, permissible moves within the framework of rules may result in gain or loss to the players. So every one of us for a particular game, every different type of game has its own set of rules and regulations, right? And if they follow the particular rules, he is he's at a gain, or if he doesn't follow, he is at a loss. So it all depends on the players, how they are thinking, and how they whether they're following the rules or violating the rules. Violation of rules can be flagged as non-permissible moves and may result in negative reward or punishment. Isn't it? Even in during exams also, if you write, you get negative marking for competitive exams. So let's take an example over here. Think of an ecosystem in equilibrium where each living being struggles to survive, isn't it? So nature has decided the environment and ecosystem. Depending upon the various, depending upon it varies by nature, and hence nature can also be seen as a player in the factors. Even the environment may change, isn't it? So we can visualize the changing environment as permissible moves nature, and hence nature can also be seen as a player in the ecosystem. So how these are all interrelated, you can see. Okay, when we talk about environment and its permissible moves nature, and the players in it, players can be different types. Okay, we can acknowledge them as human beings, as animals, or any other kind of rules. Okay, so that leads to a kind of ecosystem. Now take for example, a deer is equipped with highly sensitive sensors and is capable of maneuvering through the bushes to escape attack of lion, isn't it? Too many wins for lion will result in the extinction of deer and amount to depletion of food stock for lion, and ultimately it will also die out. And I think this particular example can be connected with a present scenario like agriculture, or to be more specific, it is about the farmer field. Okay, so now we rarely find farmers, but earlier in the earlier generation, most of them were farmers. They would have agricultural land, and they cultivate the crop for us, for which we have abundant of food grains available for all of us. But as you see, it has depleted, and depending on the craze of the software, you can say, or some other place to be visited, or which all this is taken as a part of growth for themselves, has been found as a depletion layer for this particular field. So finally, it is the kind of food grains which is getting reduced. Okay, so this can be increased only when the agriculture is taken as every person's kind of you can say, it can be a hobby, or it can be while doing anything, just considering it also as a best career option. Okay, so now not sticking to this example, so just relating you to that. So too many wins for a lion will result in extinction of a deer and amount to depletion of food stock for lion. Ultimately, it will also die out. Coming to this, too many wins for deer will result in starvation of lion, and hence it may perish. No rain will result in drought and force deer to abandon or perish in the ecosystem. So all these are interrelated in the ecosystem. This will in turn result in starvation among lions, and they will tend to migrate towards greenery pastures. The game between nature and players of controlling the environment of ecosystem. It has also provided the power of adaptation to ecosystem that goes on. Nature tries to create a balance between the players of the system by living beings for survival in the modified environment. The fittest survives by developing new skills. The weaker perishes for not being able to adapt. The game of struggle and lion survival is just an survival at the cost of others, isn't it? So now also, if you study for your exam well, you're going to pass the exam. If you do not study properly, then there you are weaker and you might fail. The same thing depends on your hard work also. Okay, so we'll take another example over here. Multiple players survive by enhancing the chance of survival at the cost of others. The essence of opportunistic gain appears in various fields around us. Think of a game played by police and thief in an environment called society. Society frames the rules, police enforces the rule, and a thief tries to maximize his her gain by breaking societal l- laws. People from different cultures try to enforce their ideology on others. It is again an example of game playing for survival or to prove oneself as the best. Politicians try to maximize their influence based on basis of social structures, which is again at the cost of opponent by social re-engineering. There are various fields such as economy, biology, computer science, interrelations, human behaviors, etc., where we find several entities struggling to enhance the gains. Over a period of time, game theory has developed as an advanced tool in mathematics and has been applied to various fields in order to have foresight before taking any decision under a given scenario, which may be captured in the state of the game. Even before a game is played, various states, permissible moves, counter moves of opponents, gain and loss related to moves, etc., can be visualized. And hence, the best possible move can be made so as to force the opponent into a state of disadvantage. So it's all about the player's behavior in strategic problem can be modeled in proven mathematical terms in which success of the player A depends on the move of a player B. So all this formalization of game theory began in 1944 in a book called The Theory of Games and Economic Behavior, which was authored by John von Neumann. Since then, the art of game playing has been adapted to several fields and has developed as an advanced tool in artificial intelligence. Because of this capability of foresight in the decision making process carried out by player organization and all these customer interactions and all that, the focus of this analysis is on maximization of the utilities. And not only that, the main focus has been on evolutionary positive political theory and social choice theory. In this regard to the biological domain in the aspect of life. So additionally, biologists have used evolutionary strategies for the game theory that highlights existence of animal communication. What is the use of game theory with regard to machines? Talking about logic, the theory is essential for prediction purposes. Predictions are the moves possibly the opponent will execute. Researchers use it for model interactive computations. Game theory provides basis for modeling and behavior analysis of multi-agent systems. Approaches are developed for equilibrium in all fields. So with this perspective, I hope you have gained some insights on this. Thank you.